Hi there, I'm Kitty and I'm going to show you how to draw an elf. So first up, what you'll need is an A4 size piece of paper, a pencil and a rubber. So to get started, what we do is we draw an oval for the head, and then from there we're just going to build up our character using shapes and just the structure, and then we'll go in and put in some more texture. So first up is the oval for the head. Do a little bit of a rectangle for the neck. We'll draw another oval for the chest area. Then another one coming down for the torso. Then another one for hips, just to mark out where our hips will be. Like that, and then an oval for a thigh on that side, and then an oval for a thigh on that side. Then we just put in a circle for the knee area, another circle there, and then we draw an upside down teardrop for the lower leg, and then again on that side an upside down teardrop like that, and then for the boots, for the feet and boots, that'll be a teardrop too. Like that. And then we draw some ovals for the arms, one there and one there, then a circle for the elbows, and then just those upside down teardrop shapes again for the forearms, like that, and then again on the side, like that, and then circles for the hands. It's the guide for the hands. So I'm going to go back in and just start adding some detail in, some more detail. So I'm going to take a line across this top oval to mark out where the eyes will go. And just below that line, I'm going to take a little curved line out for the ear, and then down and in, like that, and then again on the side. Just up slightly and then down and in like that. Got those pointy ears, and then just along the line, just take a slightly curved line in, and then more of a half circle down, and again here, like that. Then a line down for the nose, into a little bit of a half circle, and then two tiny half circles on the sides for the nostrils. Then I'm just going to bring a line down and then cross like that, and square it off. That. And then for the lips, just a line with a line up, and then a little curve in the top, and then more of a curved line coming down like that for that bottom lip. And then for these bits we do a little half circle in there, and just a tiny little circle in there for the pupils. Just going to darken it out the side there, make it look like eyelashes as well, like that. Then I'm just going to rub out those guidelines underneath her chin, the side of her face, and then just that middle line there, just like that. Then we're just going to take a curved line up, and then a curved line up like that for eyebrows. And then for the hair, bring a line down, and then across and down, like that. Again here, across and down. Then we're going to take that out, like that, and then like that. I'm going to grab my rubber again and just rub out that guideline from the oval. And just take that up and down. And the same there. And then for her torso, I'm just going to bring the line in and kind of curve it in like that, and curve it in like that for her body. Then again, I'm just going to get my rubber, just rub out these guidelines here before we start putting more detail in. Neck one as well. Like that. Then we bring a triangle down and a line down for her collar. And again there, a triangle up, down, like that for her collar. It comes and joins down into a line, like that. And then we draw a little circle, another little circle in the middle. And again, we're just going to bring a line down, take a line up. This is kind of like a strap that holds on her arrows at the back, like that. And then again on the side, just going to take that up, across and down, and then down like that. Just rub out that line there and fix it up. Like that. And just bring a slightly curved line in like that, and again on the side. And then we'll give her some ovals for the shoulder protectors. Like that. Then for her, I'm going to draw the rest of her hair as well, so it comes down, curved lines like that, and then again on the side, curved lines down into a circle, and down into more kind of a leaf shape for the bottom. So these will be like plaits. Then to add more detail, I'm just going to stick some crosses in there. This is kind of like a really basic way of showing plaits like that. And then for the arrow carrier, let's take a line up, across like that, and then down, like that. Then one across there. It's joining at the back, and so is that. And then just another line across there for a little bit of detail on that. And then for the arrows, we go up into tiny, like quite thin rectangles, like that. And then we do a little bit of a triangle, come down, triangle, again up, triangle, down. Like that. And for feathers, feather texture, we just add lots of little lines there, like that. For the bow itself, we just bring a line out for the bowstring, and then take a little curved line in, and then just another curved line in there as well, like that. Cool, so then we go back in and we're just going to draw her belt. So we bring a triangle down again, like that, and then a little line there, a triangle down into her belt, like that. And then just bring a line down and out and around like this for the bottom of her tunic / dress, just like that. I'm just going to get my rubber and just rub out these guidelines here. Like that. And I'm just going to put these lines back in. And then just with this bit come up to that point there, just to show the opening at the front, just like that. Then we're just going to take a line back up there and then start working on her arms. So bring that line down and that line across, and this one down and across, using those circles and ovals as guides. Then for her kind of arm guard, we take a line up, then bring it down like that, and then again here, take it up and bring it down like that. And then to give that a bit of detail, just put a slightly curved line there and there. I'm just going to take my rubber again and just rub out these guidelines here and here and here. Then just take that back in like that. And draw that back in. Then with her hands, we're going to have her holding just a couple of little mini swords. So we draw a rectangle with a little oval on top, then another rectangle coming down like that. Then for her hand itself, just have like an oval coming in for her thumb, and then 2, 3, 4 ovals there for her fingers like that. Then we're just going to bring that sword down into 2 curved lines and 1 bigger line running down the middle, and then just have it coming back like that. So it's a sword slash dagger. And then again on the side, so just bringing that, it's like a rectangle down just on top of that guide circle. Then we're doing a little oval, and then another rectangle there, and then bringing her thumb down to like a little oval, and then for her fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers like that, just grasping onto that handle. And then we do another line down, a slightly curved line there, a slightly curved line there, and then straight down to that point, like that. Then for the pleats in her tunic dress, we just draw some lines coming down just to give it a bit of texture there as well, like that. And then for her boots, we'll just fix up these lines here, make them more straight like that, and pop a tiny heel there for the back, and then it's just like using slightly smaller rectangles to do that. And then for the straps across the boots, again just small rectangles coming down like that. Then to give her some texture in her hair, we're just going to do some really fine lines with our pencil. Just going to do them quite random as well, and adds a nice texture in there for the hair. And again on the side, just kind of following that curve along the head like that and down. And then just add a bit of a shade there underneath that ear, and a light shade down. Again here just slightly darker at this point, and then lightly shade down like that. I'm just going to go back in and add just a little bit more like gradient shading to our little elf. So just going to go in and just really lightly do these bits by her ears, and then just lightly around her nose and eye. I'm just pressing really softly there, and then again here as well. Just pressing really softly. down the side of your face and then this side as well. Just that soft shade just gives it a bit more detail. Again, underneath her hair, like that. Then just underneath her neck, bring it down just ever so softly, and then you just press a little bit harder up towards the top of the neck just to give that gradient shade there. And down these sides like that, and then just going to come in under here as well, just on a bit of an angle coming down, and then just press a little bit harder up near those shoulder guards like that, and then this side too, and come down and then just press a little bit harder near those shoulder guards. And then down under here. Like that. Then we just take a light shade up these straps here. Again on the side, like that. And then just going to add a little bit of a darker shade along underneath so it looks like it's sitting on top of her. Like that. Then with the shoulder guards, I'm just going to use a circular motion, just really gently pressing down, and then a little bit harder down towards this end here. It just kind of gives a nice texture to those shoulder guards, and again just pressing really softly on the side and then just a little bit harder there, like that. And then for this bit of the arrow pack, pushing a little bit harder as we get closer to her body, and then just coming out like that. Sorry about that, there's a helicopter going over at the same time. So then we do the same down here, just a little bit darker towards your body, and just release that pressure a little bit as you're moving out, like that. Then just do a little bit of a light shade in here, like that. Then just a little bit darker underneath your belt. And then for these pleats, we just do on one side of the line just a really soft shade down, and it just gives that hint that the material is quite wavy. And then again on this side, and as you can see, that light and dark is just making it look quite rounded. And then again here. Like that. Then across the bottom, like that. Then just under these bits, underneath of her arm, just come right down your shoulder guard as well, just add a bit in there. Arm guard. And we just take a bit darker under this bit just to make that lift, like that. And then again on the side, just that underneath of her arm, all the way down, and we just do a little bit there by her arm guard, and then up to her shoulder guard. Just do a little bit darker there to lift that shoulder guard from the body. And go back in and just give these fingers a bit of a shade in that top of that sword, and then this side, but leave that side so it looks a little bit shiny, like the light's hitting there. And then again here, just a little bit of a shade in that bit. Then with your boots, just a little bit darker, kind of on this underneath bit, and then we just kind of shade in the rest. Just a little bit darker on this side and just underneath this bit here. Like that. And come down that with that shading, and then just a little bit darker on the insides like that. So there you have it, an elf. Hope you enjoyed doing that. See you later.